Hello and welcome to Trends and Gossips, the show that always serving hot teas, always updated, and always your friend.
I am Jamaica D. Simon.
And I'm Carlene Claire Basilio.
For today's episode, we will talk about the differences and similarities of fashion trends between Japan and China.
You're right there, Micah, and hello to our dear listeners. Today, we will discuss the hot teas of the Venn diagram, fashion styles of Japan and China, and offer listeners an extravagant and important lesson at the end.
Be sure to listen all the way through and don't forget to relax and enjoy.
What comes to your mind when you hear the word fashion?
Well, for me, fashion is about expressing yourself through dresses and clothes.
You have a point. And fashion can also be about the popular trends for clothes.
Yes, and speaking of trend, the two countries in our topic are always on trend. They always slay how they express their fashion styles.
That's right. Japan and China are two of the countries that are always on hot topics of every platform of social medias because of their stunning fashion styles.
Well, Caroline, can you share about Japan?
Yes, if we talk about Japanese style, the first thing that comes to my mind is the kimono or their traditional style. The kimono style is incorporated with the use of Japanese garments. The style has no hard and fast rule and will vary from person to person. This is a gender neutral term and it applies to the traditional clothing of both men and women in Japan. The kimono is formed since the late 700s Anno Domini. Can you imagine that? And we can still see it being worn by Japanese people these days, especially in their special occasions such as weddings, tea ceremonies, and other special holidays. Oh, and the yukata is also a famous fashion style among Japanese people. Yukata is a type of kimono that is usually worn during the summer months. These traditional fashion styles are also included in the modern style. With a touch of modernization, kimono style was added with more accessories to make it look more a street fashion style. So, how about the China clothing style?
Sure. In China, there are four well-known traditional cloth types or fashion trends: the Hanfu, Zhongshan suit or the Mao, Tang suit, and the Changsen or the Kepao. First, we have the Hanfu, the most traditional Chinese cloth of hand clothing. It is the old traditional clothing back to over 4,000 years ago when Wang Di's consort Lei Zhu. It is made with silk. It proved throughout several dynasties and it became the national clothing of Han ethnic group and far-reaching influence on neighboring Asian countries such as Korea, Japan, and Vietnam. Second, the Jangsen suit or the Mao suit. It is a traditional formal attire for men. It is a type of men's jacket. First advocated by Dr. Sun Yat-sen, a traditional Chinese and Western clothing. It has four big pockets on the front, two up and two down, equally spaced left and right, five central buttons in front and three smaller buttons on each sleeve. It is worn on formal and casual occasions and symmetrically shaped, generous appearance, elegance, and stable impression, usually plain black, white, blue, and gray on style. On the third, the Tang suit or the Chinese jacket in 1644 to 1911. It was developed from a type of the era's Manchurian clothing, the Magua. It's a Dejin or Chinese style jacket with buttons down the front with mandarin collar or band and frog buttons with knobs formed of intricately knotted wood. It became a kind of formal dress worn on some special occasions such as Chinese New Year, weddings, and etc. Lastly, the kipao or the changsam. It evolved from Manchu women's changpao or the long gown of Qing dynasty from 1644 to 1912. The style is mainly developed into Beijing styles, Shanghai, and Hong Kong styles. In Beijing, the style is more traditional and conservative than Shanghai and Hong Kong. It has brighter and decorative and is more complicated. Shanghai has Western elements in design and colors. It is commercial and forward looking. While in Hong Kong, it is influenced by European fashions. It's simple.
Wow! It's exciting to know about their fashion styles. But look at the time, we only have few minutes left to talk about it.
To sum it up, Japan wears kimono as their traditional style, while China has four traditional clothing styles. The similarities of Japan and China in terms of styles, it clearly shows their tradition, identity, and creativity.
That's all for today. If you have any suggestions, feel free to send us your messages using our official Gmail account, trendsandgossips@gmail.com.
That's all for today. See you next episode of Trends and Gossips.